Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode, and we have our best scriptwriters working on it. Henry Goatsman. Now then, where were we? Ah yes, the party got into a fight with some orcs. A tavern burnt down, and then they were approached by a mysterious person who introduced themselves with a, well. Isn't this a fine mess you've made? The man's mouth curls into a coy smile. Technically, it was the orcs who burnt down everything, interjects Dayrell, with Angel Given agreeing. Yeah! Indeed it was, the man chuckles softly. Let's start with introductions. My name is... well, you can call me the Collector. Angel. Dayrell. Morgan. Oh, I'm Callie. Pleasure's all mine, I'm sure, the Collector says, giving a slight bow. Now then, I'm going to be frank with you all. Thought you said your name was the Collector. Charming. Anyway.
I can rebuild this establishment. However, I will need some form of payment.
The Collector clears his throat. There's a cave to the northwest of here that contains an artifact that could cover the cost of rebuilding the Rising Star. Why us? Interjects Dayrell. Because you look like you can all handle yourselves. And I would never lie to you. This job is high risk, high reward. Plus, you can keep whatever treasure you find. However, what I want is a small, diamond-shaped light blue gem. You'll know it when you see it. Alright, sounds easy enough. How about the rest of you? Sure, sounds fun. Sounds more like a pain, but if it means that this small business gets rebuilt, I guess I'll go. I guess Kitty could go too, Callie says with a lizard in her mouth. Great. I look forward to your return. A sly smile curls once more across the Collector's lips. With that, the party started making their way through the dirt and rocky expanse, towards the cave, talking amongst themselves. I mean, the tavern was pretty run down, but their turkey legs were amazing, and that's all that matters. Suddenly, a breeze pushes past the party, and the wind begins to ominously pick up. Guys, look! Dayrell points to a giant wall of dirt and sand heading towards them. Callie, with a mouthful of lizard, points out a small cave in the mountainside with a subtle The party rushes in, avoiding the oncoming storm. After a few moments of awkwardly hanging around, Morgan exclaims, "What's that in the darkness?" Two beady eyes emerge from the shadowy corner, and what comes meandering out is a lizard-like creature with a frog-like head. Almost immediately thereafter, Callie pounces for the creature, but misses. Morgan sympathetically reaches out a hand towards the terrified creature. Make an animal handling. Nat 20. The creature clambers up Morgan's arm and curls around her neck, looking for protection. Callie hisses, finds a random lizard to nom on. Morgan lifts the creature to look at it in a better light. I'm gonna name you Little Sebastian. Little Sebastian. Little Sebastian sticks out its tongue and uses it to lick one of its eyes. A few minutes later, the storm passes. The party begins their trek once more. After about an hour more of traveling, Dayrell notices something. A cave, with stalagmites and stalactites forming around the entrance, making it look like the maw of a beast. Hey, is that the cave we're looking for? Looks like it, Angel says, examining the map. The party, with feelings of trepidation, makes their way into the cave. Entering the cave, the party makes their way through the rocky tunnels. The subtle drip, drip, drip from the water coming down off of the stalactites. So what was it that we were looking for again? Some kind of gem? Do you think that collector guy can be trusted? Not in the slightest. Though he did say he would rebuild the tavern. Hold up. I see a door. And there's something on the other side. They open the door. To the party's surprise, they found a small group of goblins. Most of the party pulled out their weapons. Dayrell, on the other hand... Hold on, I got this, she states, pushing past the party. Eputa, come, guden! The goblins all look up in confusion. Kelbrek kaka! Hablek berdot! Ketblek tuk, ho, vet, kut kut, und demigorgons et kobolds! Helkbeld kobon?
Carpet hon hoy. Gardun port wen.
says one of the goblins, pointing at Morrigan.
Hoblit yun. Quinn. Berkeley tep. Tep.
Walking back to the party, Dayrell relays what the goblins told her. They say the crystal is at the other end of the cavern, and that it's guarded by either demigorgons or kobolds. Whatever that is. Matt, why? Don't worry, it'll be fine. The party continued throughout the caves until they came across a doorway that led into a large room. In that room contained a handful of kobolds, and a large barred metallic door with a bunch of strange runes on it. Make a stealth check. The kobolds don't seem to notice. I want to unbar this door! Morrigan pulls the barricade off the door with a loud thunk. Immediately, all the kobolds turn to look at her. One of the more studious kobolds, wearing an oversized lab coat and bifocals, pipes up. What do you think you're doing?
Well, you see, we're door inspectors, and we've come to inspect this door.
The kobolds roll their eyes. Roll deception.
Likely story. And what would some door inspector be doing in a cave in the ass end of nowhere? You're here to release the djinn that's behind that door.
Well, you see, Angel interjects, we're actually looking for a crystal, and we've searched everywhere else in this cave for it.
So you are here for the djinn.
We were never told about a djinn.
Look, we were given a task. Guard the door and keep the djinn behind it. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Well, how about this? You let us through, give us a couple of days, we'll deal with this djinn, and if we don't make it out by then, rebarricade the door.
Fine. However, you get 24 hours. Then we close the door again.
Suddenly, there's a flash as one of the larger candles goes off, showering sparks everywhere like a sparkler.
Karen, it's the 22nd hour. The adventurers could spend the night, then head out in the morning. Very well. Board the door up for the night, then the four of you head out early in the morning. In the meantime, make yourselves at home. We got moss and tasty mushrooms for sustenance.
So the party spent the night in the weird kobold den. As tempting as moss and mushrooms were, the party opted to have their own rations. And as evening came to a close, the last of the candles eventually burned out. Morning came at last, with a sudden flash from a new candle. Keldner, the kobold, turned to the party.
Alright, we've unbarred the door once more. You have until we light the next day's candles to return.
The party promptly made their way into this new section of the cave, where the stone and dirt ground became cobblestone. Depictions of dragons were intricately carved into the walls, and mysterious self-lighting torches lined them.
Well, that's convenient.
It's a bunch of mumbo-jumbo if you ask me.
Yeah, magic isn't real.
Clearly it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
'Tis true.
Angel is about to retort, when suddenly the party comes across a finely carved wooden door. Upon first inspection, the door appears to be locked. Maybe I could try picking the lock, Angel says, pulling out her thieves' tools. Before she could do anything, a giant flash lights the dimly lit hallway. There's a loud thud as the party immediately stops everything they do and slowly turns around to see, face down in the mud, a young pale-skinned human with short black hair and odd-looking robes covering what looks to be some kind of plate mail.
I swear they do this on...
Oh. There's a long pause as everyone looks back and forth between one another.
Hi.